Today, Precarious plays
Zone of the Enders, the second runner. Are you ready for the final battle?
As ready as I'll ever be. I've got my, brain with eyes attached to it, ready to watch. Have my face with its talking parts ready to talk. This is pretty cool.
When is it not? Last fight notwithstanding.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can think of at least one time. Is this a better fight? Or do you remember this one to be as grueling as the one previous to this?
The only thing I remember about this battle is really weird. I'm fairly certain that this game has a New Game Plus option.
Yeah?
That allows you to replay the game as any form of Jehuti.
Ooh.
And I remember coming back here with, I think, Jehuti version 2, which is the one that has, the most features.
Yeah.
So it's not the strongest. This one is the strongest. But it has all of your sub-weapons, and I remember trying very hard to create a scenario where I could hit Anubis with vector cannon, because you can touch down here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so imagine that wind up. I don't know, right now I'm a little worried because this seems about as engaging as the fight in the tunnel. But I don't have any method to heal. I'm worried it might wind up being sort of a repeat of that.
Yeah.
Because really, Anubis and I are just...
That would be a real shame. Just because these are supposed to be some of the biggest moments of the whole game. So I have to say that I do quite love the hexagonal bits that are flying around all the time.
Oh, they're coming off the walls now.
Oh, here comes our best friend.
Lava orb, but now it looks like a mouth, which is scarier.
Yeah. Whoa. Why? Oh my. I have to say that the last fight was pretty striking to watch the first couple of times.
Yeah.
It did get boring though, but I think that if...
I can't believe the central column doesn't hurt me. Sorry, you were saying?
I was saying that I think that if it wasn't for the fact that it was such a difficult fight, it would probably be one of the prettier parts of the game. Like this right here is quite beautiful.
Oh no!
What's that? It's a big mouth.
Good Lord!
Dodge that?
I don't know what I did. I don't know what that was.
That was...
I said it looked like a mouth, but I was like... I thought that I was just seeing faces.
You know what that looked like? That looked like the biggest, worstest. That looked like the worst sock puppet ever.
Like,
I mean,
no, he
the
doesn't.
meanest.
He doesn't make sock puppets. That doesn't make any sense. Never mind. I was gonna say Jim Henson
No.
did a nightmare.
Well, I don't know.
Uh-oh.
This might not end well.
Nope, got him.
You got him? Okay. All right. We're safe. Safe from the sock puppets.
Let's see.
Like somebody put a big red-orange sock on their hand and was like, ow, mow, mow.
You killed my comrades.
Yes.
They have had a few scenarios throughout the game
So what?
where you start the next scene
So ungracefully.
with the health that you ended the last one. Now, it will be a checkpoint, but I'll still have to suffer the indignity of a game over screen, most likely.
Oh. No, just get him. Grab. Grab? No grab? Oh, they just let you talk and then finish him?
That's cool, I guess.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
very dramatic.
Yeah,
I like how dramatic that was.
there's no way that... He's an asshole. I'm not going to moralize, I guess. I'm not gonna sweat it in this case.
Yeah.
He's a bad dude. But I wonder if there's any other thing you can do there.
Well, maybe
It's
it's
purely
not
it's a scholarly wonder. I don't have any desire
any other
to know.
thing that you would like to do.
Yeah, except maybe grab him and hurl him into the energy core.
Yeah.
Duty. The reactor will lose control. The
Oh.
resonance of energy will cancel each other out.
Oh.
It is my duty.
Oh, Ada.
I am ready to blow up Jehoti.
Oh.
200.
No.
Well, but that's cool and all, but is that gonna help?
I don't know.
Impossible. 190 remaining.
Don't give up! Ada, radiate Jehuti's energy and strike it against the core of
If only we had some sort of, I don't know, means of direction.
If it doesn't work, do whatever you please.
Like if only there was some sort of like
180 remaining.
rifle
Or
Don't
like
just
a,
wait
use
to
space
die.
compression.
Like a- cannon of
Vectors.
like that would, I don't know.
They use math as a weapon. If only we could weaponize math, is what I'm saying. A non-raster
Yeah.
based method of assault.
Something really scalable.
Yeah.
Something that could make something really big out of something very small. Oh.
Is it a black hole? Is that
I don't
what's
bloody
happening?
know.
Leo? What are you doing, kid?
Try.
Ah, damn it! We just got this.
No.
I don't think that there's a double damage Jehudi that you can play as. So I think that this is just cutscene from here on out.
Is our protagonist dying right now?
I think that
Ooh.
this is supposed to be a black hole because that's a very popular media representation of like that elongation.
Yeah.
Oh, this is neat.
What?
There were no subtitles. Is this scene just not subtitled, or were we not supposed to hear? Oh wait, that's just Anubis. That's not Nomen,
Oh.
because Nomen would have been in the cockpit, which would have been in the lower half.
Yeah. Something is happening. He's Ada now.
Let's not be hasty.
He's now Ada.
I think that there's something that we're missing. I'm pretty sure that at some point during this process, an Ada-like voice says something.
Mm-hmm.
We can't hear it because the volume is too low, and I'm wondering if maybe it wasn't a line that was subtitled.
Did Ada just throw?
No, there's another. Oh, I get it. That's neat. There's a partner, like an Anubis equivalent to Ada, who seems to be. That version seems to be what happens if a dick teaches that program how to live life,
Okay.
which I think is kind of neat. It's probably one of the more interesting ideas in the game. You have two copies of presumably either the same or very similar artificial intelligence, and then Leo and Dingo mentor one of them, and then Nomen is mentoring the other.
Mm-hmm.
But was that purposeful? Was that like a change of heart? Did that AI in Anubis, what was left of Anubis, navigate to them? Oh, that'll buff out. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
Oh, game, now you're just being ridiculous.
Aw, hugs.
Giant robot hugs.
with a good little tail swish. So Anubis and Jehuti are hugging now.
Well, a mass-produced
space.
Anubis. Replica, I guess.
And they're just having their space hug. Aw, space trash. Aw.
And see, Leo is in surprisingly good shape for his proximity to.
Did they just go through a black hole and then...
No, I think that Leo was close, but I think that Jehuti and Dingo and what was left of Anubis may have gone into a black hole, yes. Possibly. Some sort of, dense, compressed space, because that's what it's supposed to be. Like, that's what...
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to assume too much, but I feel like Metatron is used in the same way that, like, the Mass Effect, like the literal Mass Effect, is used in Mass Effect.
How is he alright?
Jehuti's probably too strong.
It's because he...
Was in the
Is
best
A.D.A.
mech.
Anubis. If Jehuti and Anubis were equal,
Oh, yep, there it is. Okay, that's what I thought was happening.
that thing is better suited for that role.
Did I disobey orders?
Okay.
Never mind, A.D.A.
Grabbed the top part of Anubis.
And chucked it. Got it.
Use power for the
Much
right
better.
things,
Much better plan.
At least for the things that you believe in.
So who's second hand?
So I don't know if that was a literal, like, I don't know if that was energy that was like beaming into his eyeball in some way. I think that it was like reflecting off of the screen in front of him, maybe. And maybe that was like
This time,
program flowing from
Don't you like
Jehuti to Anubis.
Mm-hmm.
Like the, hey, this is blowyourselfup.exe.
way too big.
23%, 24%, 19%. What?
Aww. She gets scared.
We've only known each other for a short while, but it's been very traumatic.
Yeah.
And your shoulders are so broad.
Oh, that's... Okay.
What?
Nothing. I thought something was happening that didn't happen.
Oh,
I
how
thought
they were all
that she was.
floating away.
I thought that she was going to like sit on his bedside and get towed away, and I'm like, really? But she's just helping push.
Well-
She's just helping push the meat carcass around.
They all float. They,
Yeah, I got it.
yeah. And that's the end.
Oh boy. That's the end.
And it's a much tidier ending than the first game.
This game went by very quickly.
And except for a couple of snags with the 360 version, the Anubis fight in the tunnel to Phobos, that really heightened my blood pressure. Enhanced, really.
Enhanced.
Enhanced. It was a pleasurable experience. It was fun to play through. I think that this one was more fun to actually engage with than the first Zone of the Enders.
Yeah, I would have to agree from my perspective. I think that this one might have stopped me from finishing it, though. Because there were several sections that I would have at one point or another been like, nope, I just don't care enough.
But it's still
then-
really short.
It's only really short if you don't die 3,000 times.
I should take that into consideration. That's a good point, because even when I struggled, it's still not something that I stepped away from. It is not something that I labored over days or not even hours. Fuck days or weeks. Like, in the scale of this game,
Yeah.
I was stuck on that Anubis fight for a long time, but I'm
But-
pretty sure my playtime for this, like on the save screen, it was only at like, what, a little over 4 hours?
I think so. It's not a very big game.
So on the one hand, in isolation, it didn't take me very long to overcome that Anubis battle, but it dominated a pretty substantial portion of my overall playtime. And I think that maybe that was intentional because the game... It's weird because I can't say that it's insubstantial. There's so much shit in this
so much
game.
good shit, too.
Yeah, and I think I like this more now than I did as a child.
Really? That usually doesn't happen on this show.
Right, but the reason why is because I didn't mind it, especially as a child, because I already got the game. Like, I got it, this is a used copy, I think. And I had rented it before owning it at all.
Yeah.
So this was not like my one game for a month or a birthday, right?
Yeah.
If it had been, I probably would have been very disappointed. But as it is, I could appreciate it despite its short length then. More so now. Because now this is something that if I were to figure out, if I were to put the time in to speed run this could be like a really weird movie that I could show to people.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems like
Like you
this
got
game is definitely recommendable, but at the same time, I don't know if it is good in a critical sense. I don't know if it's like the best in a critical sense. The story is kind of like,
Okay, hold on. I think that the story is
If we're comparing
just
it,
functional.
yes,
It is fine.
It's okay.
Do you mean the story, or do you mean the story as it's presented, which is to say the script?
Well, the script is hard to judge because of the localization.
Okay, I
so-
just wanted to make sure you were talking about the story, like
yeah,
the
I
narrative.
mean the narrative.
Okay.
The whole thing all together and what it is trying to get across over time.
Uh-huh.
Or at least what it seems to have managed to get across to me over time. It's not my favorite part of this. I also think that the variety of maps is as good as it is frustrating.
Yeah.
Because it's nice to mix it up and have your giant flying robot fights in different spaces. I never got bored looking at this game, other than you fight before last because you had to replay that a whole bunch.
Right.
But if we were going through this with like a perfect computer playing and just played through the game, I think that it would be a beautiful game. I think that beautiful is probably the best thing about this game. It's very stylish, it's very quick, it's satisfying to watch all of the attacks, and it's satisfying to fly around as a awesome giant fighting robot life support machine. It has enough critical stuff going for it that I would just say, go play this. This is neat.
The rest is excusable.
Yeah, because the one thing that it is good at, which is delivering like
high octane giant fighting robot action.
yes, it's so good at that. It's so beautiful and fast and pew, wow.
Despite some performance hiccups, despite some weird difficulty spikes, despite the poor localization, the visuals, and most of the mechanics.
The flaws aren't sufficient to drag this game down.
Right.
They're just not.
So maybe for the first time in the history of the show, I sat down to think through, is this game as good as I recall? Is it worth showing to A.D.A? And I can do a thumbs up, give it the rubber stamp of approval. Yeah.
Good game.
Good game. Except I don't like it anymore because they gave me a C.